March 25th, 2026. Congratulations on what you've accomplished against me. Congratulations on physically fully changing my identity over gay, jealous obsession. Blair Hardy, Bill Woldridge, Tyler Lake, Jason Van Alstyne, Bert Hustler, Robert Barry, Brandon Barry, Raymond LeBlanc, Morrows, Hartwicks, and the rest who have been completely gassing me, torturing me, deforming me, keeping me stuck confined under death threats, under threats of homelessness, under threats of charging, to be fully fucking lobotomized, no feeling left in the right side of my head, total fucking skull deforming, burning out of my head while I am being kept hostage pretty much to prevent me help to go to a hospital under the threat of charging. I am an intended homicide victim through these lowlives who have been stalking me on Bayshore and Napanee for 7 years, 7 months, all through Ontario Provincial Police, Robert Kane 7224, and Spencer Mills 14716, ex-chief or commander, and obviously the one that shot me and my mother in 2019 is guilty of causing her death, murdering her with intent. A 77-year-old, along with Bill Woldridge, or the one known as Bill Woldridge, aka Bob Cross, and Blair Hardy Kane. My identity theft and damage is done. I am being turned into a living fucking sex slave, sex doll from these pieces of shit garbage. If I could go to a hospital and get medical help, all this could be proven. In the meantime, while you are hiding in the garage, while you are going back and forth in your cars, the constant Bayshore stalking 24/7, the carbon exhaust poisoning that's being done to me in an attempt to brain fuck me, in an attempt to numb me down, in an attempt to get away with this. Cops, family members are also involved in this hate crime against me because there is people involved. This is a race hate crime as well against me through certain people.
Christwood here. I am in the process of identity theft, identity change. Compliments of William Billy Woldridge. I am being changed to look like him. He is being hidden. He is being protected. He can verify this. He can prove this. He can implicate OPP involved 402 days of time on me.
7 years, 7 months.
Brain damage and me being lived through. Having illegal OPP surveillance put into me. No criminal record or history. No brain problems prior to or after or prior to August 2019. But when this started, I now have electroshock and lobotomizing me. Like I said, I am in a process of identity theft, identity change, lies, cover-ups, medical record falsifications, medical discrimination, compliments.
This is fully done. Revenge on me for this.
Westwood here. I'm heading in towards OPP to see about getting Spencer Mills' wife, William Woldridge, arrested and charged today. Stalking, injuring, torturing. Let's see what happens.
7 years of revenge retaliation for this against me for doing this.
Check out my tattoos. This is
This is Tuesday, February 25th. In case I change, so my corpse police will be able to recognize my tattoos. It's pretty sad when a person actually has to do that to put out body identification videos to show the tattoos just to be recognized for who they truly are because of what has taken place. I guarantee you, I am not the only one. Homeless, disabled, seniors, children, your human trafficking, sex slavery trafficking, your brain injuring, committing identity thefts and frauds, tortures, turning people into sex slaves, sex dolls. You are all very sick pieces of shit garbage. You are committing tortures, you are committing forced confinements, you are organ harvesting, trafficking, and you are committing murders, all with and for Ontario provincial police.
I just want to quick update and say that this shit is really fucking starting to change me.
It's too convenient. I look nothing like that in any way, shape, or form now. How too convenient. I am 53 years old and I am looking like Blair Hardy, Tyler Lake, Jason Van Alstyne, and many others, Hartwicks. And because I had my medical rights and everything else taken away from me to prevent me any kind of help. Like I said, it's pretty sad when people have to do body identification videos just to prove their identification because of what has taken place. That's been done to me. I get piss and shit and jizz going through my body now from those tubes in my head, which goes to the back of my skull. I am being stalked. I am being tortured. I am being confined. I am medically blacklisted. And I am under gag order threats. This was actually me about 6 months ago, without my glasses, obviously. Especially over the course of the last 2 weeks from the constant carbon exhaust poisoning, the skull splitting, and everything else that's been done to me while everybody is at the garage or wherever the hell you are through the MK Ultra and the R&M. You're fucking splitting my skull. You're constantly pumping exhaust poisoning through me to asphyxiate me, to cause brain cell death. You are guilty of ending the Wood bloodline by doing this. You are guilty of capital murder by ending my life, my identity, my mother's life, my dog's lives, and mine eventually for ODSP fraud. You think you are all very seriously fucking sick junkies. You are all very seriously mentally sick, trying to turn me into a sex slave doll, and that would be one Blair Hardy. You fucking garbage while you're sitting on Bayshore in your vehicle. In one way or another, I'm going to get people arrested. I don't have $22,000, but one way or another, you lowlives will be arrested for this. I am not going to be changed to look like a fucking sex offender. I am not going to be made look like a criminal when I have no criminal record or history. You completely split my fucking skull. How many others have you done this to? Middle-aged people, children, completely physically fucking changing them over your obsession. You're all a bunch of fucking losers, so you're trying to live my life by doing this to me? Because how you are doing it? The cop that put the gag orders on me is officially an accessory to commit murder against me as well, along with OPP. You're lucky I have no rights. This is all premeditated. This is conspired. This is with intent against me. And I know you are all sitting back watching this right now using the R&M on me. How fucking dare you? I am 53 years old, and I am going through this by a bunch of low-life scum junkies. How many bloodlines have you actually ended for obsession, for jealousy, for fraud, and for extra drug money? You've done serious, serious damage to me, and I hope you are seriously proud of what you have accomplished. I guarantee you I am not your first murder, and I am not going to be your last. Because when you're done with me, you will move on to somebody else. You will do the very exact same thing, and you will continue to get away with it because you are police and because you are doing it to poor, homeless, elderly, disabled, to steal disability, for Kingston moves, for drug money. There's also weed people involved with this as well, who are guilty of torture and attempted homicide against me. When people disappear, families are murdered and missing, I've proven physical identity changes can and are happening. So for families of murdered and missing, regardless of who you are, I would check the police to make sure that they are not involved in the human trafficking, the sex slavery trafficking, and doing this to others while being kept from help, while being kept confined and hidden to be tortured for this to happen. Waiting long enough for me to be fully incapacitated, fully brain fucked in hopes I forget about this. So everybody will get away with killing my mother, killing my dogs, and completely doing this to me like nothing even happened. You're lucky I try to phone the police to get anybody arrested, and it's going to be me that gets it. That threat has been put on me. Even 3 of my fucking cousins. Possibly a couple others as well now. You're blocking out my phone. You're blocking out my computer. You're all sitting back watching me doing this. I've been drugged by crack. I've been drugged by meth or whatever else. And I don't do that shit. And I want nothing to do with it in any way, shape, or form. I don't do that garbage, and I want nothing to do with it. On top of that, plus the carbon exhaust poisoning that's been done to me. the whole right side of my head. Feels like I have a plate inside my skull. I have tubes inside my head now that I never previously had till after August of 2025. And now it feels like the whole right side of my head inside my skull is filled with plastic. An MRI or something would prove the damages that have been done to me. Even a hospital is involved, medically blacklisting their victims, file falsifications for discrimination, for treatment refusals, to have them medically blacklisted. Well, you are trying to turn this into a psychological thing, and it has absolutely nothing to do with that. No matter what I've been able to show and prove, no medical rights, no legal rights, no human rights in any way, shape, or form now. When you are committing your stalking tortures, especially around Napanee, because it's such a small town, and it is ran by criminals, i.e. the police. Bert Hustler, he's an obsessed schizophrenic stalker. These are all the traffickers. Each and every one of them are guilty of 7 years and 7 months crimes against me, all through OPP. They're all registered sex offenders. They're drug traffickers with and for the police. The gang stalkers. Blair Hardy, this is the bastard that actually stalked and tortured and killed my mother as well after her and I were shot. Number one fentanyl dealer for OPP and crackhead Jason Van Alstyne been stalking me for 7 years, including even when I was homeless in Kingston on the street, he was doing it. Three years ago, March 25th, 2023, my dog was tortured and killed, and this is one of the lowlives that actually is guilty of doing it. And there is others who are involved with this. I know as soon as I am done this, you are going to start the carbon exhaust poisoning. You are going to continue to go by on Bayshore, and just like clockwork, I go to do a bong or smoke a joint because I do not even take pills for pain, and every time I do it, I'm getting cars going by, and it's not paranoia. It is all the same vehicles consistently all the time, and it has been for the last 2 weeks. Constant. I have tubes in each side of the top of my head, on my occipital lobe, on the top and on the bottom, and a plate over my skull where my skull's been split right through here. I have metal shards inside my fucking mouth as well. So I am being completely and totally mutilated. I eat, my food goes to the right side of my body, not my stomach. Along with that, plus the piss, the shit, and the jizz torture that's been forced through me and can be 100% proven as well. I'm more than willing to do blood and DNA tests with everybody I've named and said, including others, to prove this. If anybody wants to think it's crazy. I just want to say congratulations on your masked bloodline ending homicide that you are going to get. So you can commit your fraud, steal my disability, and move on to the next. Organized gang stalking, tortures, identity thefts, frauds. You're all registered SOs using R&M invasive surveillance. You use it on children, men, and women. So you're all kinds of sick. You even watch me when I'm fucking sleeping. And that is very, very even more disturbing. Knowing that I am being watched by scum. I know. It sounds like paranoia, but it has absolutely nothing to do with that. I was shot in August 6, 2019 in my right ear with RNM, which is a nanomicrochip implant. And it was done through me by a certain cop. My mother got it too, and that's what caused her cancer, the EMFs and the radiation from it. It actually deformed my mother's skull and lifted her skull up to the point where it looked like she had a donut inside her head. My phone's been hacked and being controlled by Pegasus police spyware. My computer is being controlled by Pegasus police spyware. All the attempts at limiting my movement to keep me confined through the stalking. I can't even go to the store if I wanted to. I don't need to for anything, but I can't even go out pretty much by myself to even walk to a store to get anything under the threat of being shot. I've had threats of that. I've had threats of being put in a hole, death threats to my nephew, threats of grave destroying of my niece at Christchurch, and corpse destroying. Those threats were done as well. This is what happens when you speak police crimes. This all started through the mission in late 2018 after I found out about human trafficking, homeless exploitation for monetary gain, and possible money laundering through the homeless, using a charity as a means to do it. And then the kidnapping, the putting illegal prisoner tracking onto me, the medical blacklisting, the false charging, the blood and piss forcing that's been done. Everything done to commit this forgeries, framings, and frauds against me through the police. They themselves, from my false charging, from my pictures, could prove just how much I've even changed as well. Now I know they're going to sit back and they will claim deniability while still being guilty. I have been trying this whole time to get arresting and charging on police and everybody else. But because I do not have $22,000, forget about it. I want this to be known as a capital murder against me. And even the cops that put the gag orders on me are accessories to commit, knowingly or unknowingly. enjoy my life that you are trying to have because you cannot live your own fucking life. Enjoy my disability. And enjoy the fact that you are committing mass murder and getting away with it.